The scuffed old tennis shoes, the wrinkled supermarket smock with the name badge dangling by one pin. The way my daughter Sophia stared at the table when I noticed her in the mall's busy dining area, carefully stacking loose change for a basic cup of coffee. I barely knew it was her at first. My girl, who not long ago wore stylish outfits and drove that shiny SUV I'd co-signed for only 2 years back, now sat by herself looking completely drained. Sophia. I approached her table. "Honey, what's going on? Where's Emma?" My little 4-year-old granddaughter should have been right there with her. It was a Wednesday afternoon, her usual day away from the hospital where she worked as a nurse. She glanced up, and I noticed the deep shadows beneath her eyes, the slight shake in her fingers as she placed her cup down, the quick flash of panic before she forced a grin. "Hey, Mom, Emma's out with Richard and his mom. They took her to the playground. Richard, her husband, and Diane, his mother. Where's your vehicle?" I asked, settling into the chair opposite her. "That Highlander I helped you purchase." Her grin faded. She turned toward the mall entrance. "Richard's using it for his job. His pickup broke down a while back. A whole month now. I stayed steady, but a chill ran through me. What are you getting around in then? The bus?" "It's okay, Mom, honestly." She gave a small chuckle. "Helps cut down on fuel costs." I studied my daughter closely. The pounds she'd dropped, the uniform now hanging off her, the constant peeks at her phone like she was waiting for a message or dreading one. "Sophia." I reached over and held her hand. It felt freezing even in the warm California air. "Tell me the truth about what's going on." She drew back. "Nothing's wrong, we're good. I just have to head out soon. Richard will ring when they're finished at the playground. Why didn't you join them there?" "I had a few things to take care of." "Like what?" "Normal errands." She suddenly rose. "I've got to run." "The 3:15 bus won't wait." I stood as well. "Let me give you a ride home." "No." The refusal came quick and edged with alarm, then gentler. "No, Mom, I'm all right. The bus works fine." We faced each other amid the chatter of families eating, groups of teens joking around, the sense of pizza and stir-fry filling the air. My daughter's gaze begged me to drop it. But I'm her mom, and after 33 years as a real estate lawyer before retiring, I can spot when somebody's concealing the truth. I can spot fear. "Sophia, where are you staying these days?" She blinked. "What do you mean, same spot?" "The home on Maple Street, the lovely 2-story house with the classic fence and big oak out front that she and Richard bought 3 years earlier." I'd visited countless times, yet her expression hinted that wasn't entirely accurate. "Have you eaten today?" I shifted topics. "Not really hungry." "Sophia Marie, sit back down." I used that firm mom tone that still carried weight even at her age of 38. "Sit, and let me get you something proper. When did you last have a full meal?" She paused, then eased into the seat again. I headed to the Chinese counter and loaded up a tray with far more than needed. When I returned, she was glued to her phone once more. "He's keeping tabs on you, isn't he?" I placed the food down. She stayed silent, just grabbed the chopsticks and dug in. The hurried, automatic way she ate, like someone who'd been short on food for too long, said it all. "Sophia, open up to me. There's nothing to say. Your dad and I didn't raise you to hide things." She paused mid-bite, lowered the chopsticks. At last, tears welled up as she met my eyes. "Mom, I can't. Talking about it will only make things worse. Just leave it alone." "Leave what alone?" "Everything," her voice broke. "Richard and Diane, they hold all the cards. The house, the car, my cards, even my paycheck. They decide it all. If I don't follow their rules exactly, she cut off." "They'll what?" She swiped at her cheeks. "Make certain I never see Emma again. Diane's already warned me she has an attorney lined up. Claims I'm not fit because I work long hours, that I can't provide the life Emma needs. She swore if I try leaving or telling anyone, she'll take my girl for good." The surrounding clamor blurred away. All I heard was my daughter's trembling words, heavy with dread and weariness. "When did this begin?" "About half a year ago. Richard got laid off, or claims he did. I'm not sure what to believe anymore. Everything from him feels false. Diane talked him into moving in with her to cut costs. But after we left our place on Maple Street, they switched the locks. Said the deed was only in his name, even though I'd covered half the payments. They rented it out. No idea where that cash ends up. And they took your SUV. He insisted he needed it for interviews. 4 months ago. Then my cards, Diane complained I spent too freely. Then my earnings. He had me sign forms, said they were for shared banking, but now I can't touch a dime. Diane hands me $20 a week. That's my limit. Everything I make goes straight to them. My fists tightened beneath the table. Did you report this to the authorities? I tried. She let out a hollow laugh. 3 weeks back, I went to the station and spilled it all. The officer called it civil, not criminal. Since we're married and I'd signed those papers, his hands were tied. Suggested I hire counsel. With what funds, Mom? Half the time I can't even cover bus fare. If I tuck anything aside, Diane searches my stuff. Last month she found $40 hidden in my work locker. Accused me of taking from the family and kept Emma from me for 3 whole days. Her whisper barely carried. I can't lose her. She's my whole world. I pictured my sweet granddaughter, curly-haired Emma with her adorable gap-toothed grin, who called me Gamma and begged for Princess Tailies. Where are you sleeping now? She stared at the table. In their garage. They set up an air mattress and an old heater. Diane says until I show I'm responsible, I stay out there. Emma's room is inside upstairs. I only get to see her when they permit it. My heart broke. Good Lord, Sophia, I know. Tears streamed silently now. It's awful, but if I walk away or push back, they'll twist it all in court. Diane snapped photos of the garage, claiming I chose it. She's logged every overtime shift, arguing I put work before my child. She's stacking evidence, Mom, and I'm exhausted, too tired to even think clearly. Watching my daughter crumble at that mall table, I resolved right then. Listen closely, I said softly. Keep doing exactly what you've been doing. Head back, act like everything's normal. Don't breathe a word about our talk to Richard or Diane. Can you manage that? She dried her face. Why? Because I'm taking care of this. Mom, you can't. They'll Sophia. I waited until our eyes locked. I practiced real estate law for more than 30 years. Know what dominated my caseload? Fraud. People scheming to grab property, falsifying documents, faking signatures. I've encountered every scam possible, and I know precisely how to expose them. Better yet, I still have contacts, attorneys, judges, investigators. I see clearly what your husband and his mother have done wrong. But the police mentioned, police handle criminal matters. This involves civil, property, and family law. Specific statutes cover financial coercion, duress, parental rights. What they've inflicted isn't merely heartless, Sophia. It's against the law, multiple violations. A spark of hope lit her face. For real, absolutely. But you must trust me and keep silent. Maybe 2 weeks. What's your plan? I gave a hard smile. I'm about to teach your husband and his mother they targeted the wrong family. She clutched my hand. Mom, please watch out. Diane, she's vicious. Darling, I squeezed back. So can I be. First thing next morning, I placed 3 calls. One to Margaret Chen, my trusted paralegal of 15 years before retirement. She now assisted the top family law specialist in LA County. Margaret, I need help. By the end, I secured a meeting for the following day, and she'd already begun digging up records on the Maple Street property. Next, to former colleague James Rodriguez, who traded law for private investigation. James, interested in some discreet surveillance, always ready for you, Helen. Details. Suspected fraud, coercion, possible forgery, plus photos of living arrangements. Last, to the bank holding Sophia's original account before the consolidation. This is Helen Mitchell. Need records for my daughter, Sophia Mitchell Reynolds. A short hold later, confirmation. With her signed consent, I could access statements showing exactly where her funds had vanished. That evening, I cruised by Maple Street, the home I'd helped them buy, filled with holiday memories and Emma's parties. A for rent sign now stood in the yard, windows revealed empty rooms. I snapped plenty of photos. Then on to Diane's upscale address with its perfect lawn and oversized garage. I parked nearby and watched. Around 7:30, Richard arrived in Sophia's Highlander, entering the front door like he belonged, which he clearly did. At 8:15, the garage lifted, exposing my daughter's reality. Concrete floor, thin air mattress in the corner, plastic bin likely holding her few clothes, questionable heater, and Sophia in her store uniform, eating from a takeout bag. My accomplished, compassionate, dedicated daughter, who'd worked her way through nursing school, married Richard believing in his goodness, welcomed Diane for family's sake, reduced to this. I captured photos video, then rang James. Speed things up. Be on site 6 a.m. tomorrow. The following fortnight flew. Margaret confirmed the Maple Street deed listed both names. My husband and I had gifted the paid-off mortgage as a wedding present, no outstanding loan. Richard pocketed $3,800 monthly rent into his solo account. Unlawful marital asset, he owed her half. James recorded Diane rifling through Sophia's belongings, plus audio of her telling Emma, "Mommy doesn't care about you anymore, that's why she stays out here." Classic alienation and emotional harm to a child. Bank statements revealed Richard's forged signatures on multiple forms, including account removal and deed alterations. I consulted family law expert Catherine Park. She reviewed the file and grinned. "Mrs. Mitchell, this is textbook financial abuse and coercion. Grounds for emergency custody, asset restoration, restraining order, potential criminal referrals. How quickly can we act? File tomorrow, hearing within days." Make it happen. I met Sophia again Tuesday, same food court, same wary expression. Holding up, barely. She looked even more worn. Yesterday Emma asked why I don't sleep in her room anymore. I had no answer. Tell her that changes soon. Desperate optimism filled her gaze. Did you uncover anything? Everything. Stay strong a bit longer. This Friday court you, me, and LA's finest family attorney. We reclaim Emma, your funds, your life. What if they resist? Let them. I slid over a thick folder. Fraud, forgery, abuse, alienation, improper rental of joint property, photos, footage, records, statements. At least 6 offenses. They comply or face charges. She gazed at the folder like salvation. "Mom, words fail me. Just say you'll be all right, say you'll accept my help, and say you'll speak your truth to the judge Friday." She nodded through fresh tears. "Yes, I can, of course you can. You're my girl." Friday dawned bright with that hopeful California light. I collected Sophia at 8. She wore her lone remaining nice outfit, a black dress now loose from lost weight. Catherine noted we'd highlight that physical toll. In the courthouse corridor, Richard and Diane appeared with their attorney. Shock crossed Richard's face, fury Diane's. "What's going on?" Diane snapped. "You can't possibly afford representation." "Actually, I can," Catherine replied coolly. Retained by her mother. "We're addressing grave mistreatment of my client." "Mistreatment? We've provided shelter, meals, a garage I cut in Icily, while withholding her child and draining her finances." "We didn't," Richard faltered. Their young lawyer eyed Catherine's folder. "What's in there?" "Proof. Plenty. Care to review privately, avoid public humiliation." In a side room, Catherine spread it out. Images, recordings, statements, forgeries, hidden rent, garage conditions, alienation. Color drained from their faces. "We can explain," Diane began. "Forgery isn't explainable," Catherine stated. "Nor financial coercion. Nor banishing a mother to a garage while enjoying luxury. Nor poisoning a 4-year-old against her mom. We only wanted to assist," Richard mumbled. "She was struggling, you stripped her bare," I said. "Home, vehicle, income, daughter. Isolated, dominated, threatened. That's abuse, not aid." Their attorney sighed. "None of this false." Silence. I advise settlement. A trial risks criminal prosecution. 3 hours later, Sophia gained immediate full custody. The Maple Street house returned, plus over $22,000 in collected rent. Her vehicle restored. Full account access and reimbursement. Richard, supervised visits twice monthly pending classes and counseling. Diane, 0 rights or contact, any breach triggered charges. By 4 p.m., emergency order in hand, we arrived at Diane's with police escort to retrieve Emma and Sophia's things. Diane's stunned outrage as officers stood by, priceless. "You can't, Emma needs consistency, she needs her mother," I replied, and now she has her. Emma bolted to Sophia. "Mommy, are we going home?" "Yes, sweetheart." Sophia enveloped her. "Just us and Gamma too." We gathered Emma's belongings and Sophia's sparse garage items, heartbreakingly few. Richard lingered in the drive. "Sophia, I'm sorry. It wasn't supposed to save it," she said calmly. "You sided with your mother against your family. Allowed her cruelty. Robbed me. Let Emma doubt my love, buckle her in. Twice monthly supervised visits. We're finished." Sunset painted the sky as we reached Maple Street. Tenants already vacated, Catherine's efficiency, keys in hand. Emma dashed through rooms. "Mommy, is this ours? Forever. Forever, baby." That night, Emma tucked into her real bed with princess walls and toys. Sophia and I shared tea in the kitchen. I can't believe it's done, she whispered. Waiting for the nightmare to return. It's real, you're safe. The dam broke, she sobbed fully, months of pain releasing. I held my resilient daughter. Thank you, Mom. Always, I murmured. That's what mothers do. 6 months on, Emma's 5th birthday filled the maple backyard. Swing hung from the oak, laughter everywhere. Sophia healthy again, weight returned, eyes bright. Promoted at work, in therapy, new mom friends. Real joy back. Richard, 3 months into required programs, showed effort during visits. Time would tell. Diane's 2 lawyer attempts at grandparent rights swiftly quashed by Catherine's reminders of our evidence. Silent since. Watching Emma blow candles, Sophia leaned close. What did you wish for at 5? Probably a horse, I laughed. You don't recall, but now, nothing. Everything I need is right here. I hugged my courageous daughter who'd endured hell and emerged whole. Me too. Sunlight filtered through leaves, Emma's giggles soared. Family isn't merely blood or papers. It's appearing, battling, uniting against those who try to break you. Richard and Diane learned consequences the hard way. Sophia discovered her own power and that she deserved far better. We all do. As guests departed, frosting-smeared Emma raced over. Gamma, pizza tonight. Anything you want, love. Mommy too, Sophia grinned. Yes, Mommy too. Emma whooped and dashed off. She's truly happy, Sophia said quietly. Kids bounce back, especially wrapped in love, and she knows love because of you. No, because of you, you fought even terrified. That's what she'll remember. We stood together under the oak in golden light, far from that fearful food court day. We'd come full circle. We were home.